Welcome to another Tax Dollars at Work segment. Today we're going to highlight Cullum's Bonita Trail, and we're here with Public Works Director Matt Feeney. Matt, thank you so much for having us today.
Well, thanks for coming, Laura. Today I would like to show you Cullum's Bonita Trail. It's about 3,000 feet of shell path walk as well as 500 feet of boardwalk in a wonderful riverine nature setting. We also have a kayak launch and a parking lot, and it's been a pleasure to work on this project. We look forward to sharing it with the public and hope that they'll enjoy it as much as we did working on it.
It's really amazing how much was accomplished in such a short time.
No, it really is. Just a few short months ago we were here and they were just starting construction.
Right, and I remember the guys were making a lot of progress on a daily basis. It's fun to watch how the thing progresses because these fellas that put this boardwalk in, put this trail in, that's really something that they do a lot of and are really good at. So they created something really, really spectacular here.
It was a pleasure to watch them work. Each day they opened up a new stretch of environment and it really showcased these unique riverine conditions. This particular location is at the southeastern extremity of the trail, and this is a really interesting location because we just discovered that it would be a wonderful place to put a kayak launch. This is where our kayak launch is to the Imperial River, and it showcases a really unique part of the Imperial River. There's snook, believe it or not, even tarpon in this stretch of the river. So this little kayak launch with its dock gives you access to incredible miracles of nature.
Here we are now in November. Earlier this year, during the summer months of July and August, the river had staged up quite a bit, and you can see from the watermarks on this cypress tree to what degree that river had staged up. So a lot of times when we get significant rainfalls during the summer, this whole area becomes submerged, and you are left with some of the most beautiful things that you're seeing here, like all these cypress knees and cypress trees. But this shows you the force of nature and how water runs through this basin. The Imperial River is one of the major natural systems that drains all of this area. So it's pretty interesting to see how high the water gets during the summer rain events.
As we mentioned before, this river sees a lot of fluctuation in height. This is one of my favorite features on the river, and I think people will come to enjoy it. These palm trees get blown down when the water's high, but yet they cling to the bank and then continue to grow, as you see here. A real treasure along that trail. Here we're approaching the western terminus of Cullum's Bonita Trail. We're very close to I-75 and it's very noisy. This is the end of phase 1, and for now, that's it.
Hi, I'm Laura Taylor, and we are at the ribbon cutting ceremony for Cullum's Bonita Trail with Parks and Rec Director Nicole Perino. Nicole, could you tell us a little bit about this project?
Sure, this is a wonderful project. What we have started here is we have a grant from the state of Florida that allowed us to put this trail together. It was about $250,000. This is only phase 1. We are hoping to expand in the future, both east and west. But we're just very excited to have the canoe kayak launch already put together, all of the boardwalks and trails that we do have. So it's just a wonderful day to get everything put together and open to the public.
With every project like this, it starts with a vision. And this has been Cullum's vision, I know, for a long time, probably for as long as Cullum's lived out here. He's probably been visualizing a trail out through here, and this being part of the public being able to access it. And, Cullum, well done.
Thank you.
So far as the city goes, I mean, it is a real pleasure to be involved in these type of quality of life issues. This is, I think, what we do best. There's a lot of things that we don't do very well, but there are a lot of things that we do well as well, and this is one of them. Putting these type of parks together. This gets really well used. It's a wonderful place to show off what makes Bonita Springs so beautiful, and I want to thank everybody who's involved in it, all the way from when Gary started on working on it with Cullum and everybody else, all the way through Carl and through our existing staff here. So thank you so much. And also, I'd like to introduce one of the people who is just so in love with this area here, the nature place, Janet Martin. Please give her a hand.
Thank you. Good morning. I can't believe how many people came out for this. This is awesome. So, you know, when, like what the mayor just said, one man's vision over a decade ago, and what he did with that was he ran with that vision. He said, oh, how can I make this happen? And like I've been told many times when there's things that I've wanted to see accomplished for the city, it said, a past city manager said to me, all it takes is a village. He said, get those people behind you to support it. And that's exactly what Cullum went out and did. And he found other people, and he would take them for a walk on a little path that you would never be able to find your way again if you came back here. But he knows every trail, every nook and cranny like you would know the lines in your hand. And he shared that vision and that enthusiasm. And it was so contagious, because once you came back here and saw what this area of Bonita Springs had to offer, how could we not take advantage of a situation like this and open this up to other people so that they could be exposed to the wonders? And I truly mean wonders, because when you come out here, there are things that you would never anticipate that you would get to see in the city of Bonita Springs. 10 minutes and you're on the other side of the traffic and interstate, but yet it's quiet, it's serene. And I'll tell you, if you're having the worst day, come out here and walk the trail for 5 minutes, and that day just washes away, and you remember what's truly important in life. And this is one of those places. And to see the kayakers using it, I spend a lot of time, obviously, because of the nature place, and also Cullum's work with that, and getting the trail system to interconnect with the Bonita Trail. And you see all the happy people out here. They're laughing and they're excited, and they can't wait to see what they're going to see out here. And they're asking questions about how did this become, and this is awesome, and we don't have to drive an hour to go out into the Everglades to see what's here. And I think the city has been an enormous and huge steward. And again, as the mayor said, there's so many people to thank. Nicole Perino from Parks and Recreation, thank you. Your staff is awesome. Matt Feeney from Public Works and your staff, awesome to make this happen, to take one man's vision and expound on it and create something as wonderful as this. I want to thank the city managers. We've got two here that were so involved in this. And the other thing is councils. We've had 3 mayors and numerous people serving on council during the time of this man's vision. And you know, we don't always agree on everything, but I think that we all agreed on this, that this needed to happen and this needed to become a part of our city. So I congratulate everyone that was involved, and get out here and use it, walk the trail. I'm sure every single one of you here has done it, but continue to use it and enjoy it and love it as much as we all do. Thank you so much.
A few other people we need to recognize. Mike Kirby, thank you so much. Special thanks to our contractors and consultants. Bayshore Construction, they couldn't be here because they're busy building more fun stuff. Terrell Hall and Associates, the DEP, State of Florida, a recreational trails program, Stantec Consulting, and environmental restoration. Go ahead, Colin. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Cut. Yay!
Now we're here with Cullum Hasty, who this trail was named after. Cullum, tell me a little bit about the trail and why it's important to the city.
Oh gosh, this trail is so important to the city because it's real, honest to God, old native Florida. It's almost all native foliage in there. It's a natural river. It's a clean river, full of fish, a lot of beautiful birds, a lot of other critters, and it's just the most wonderful place in Southwest Florida to see nature, old Florida, inland, freshwater nature.
So how did the idea for this trail come about?
Well, I bought a piece of property in 1995 on this street on Kent Road and on the river, and I started looking around and exploring around as anyone naturally would if they like to live in this kind of an area. So I did quite a bit of hiking around this area and kayaking and canoeing, and just realized that this is just the best looking thing I've ever seen in Florida. So I went to the real estate website. I went to the Lee County Property Appraiser website and realized that there were a lot of adjacent publicly owned properties along both sides of the river, from the eastern edge of town all the way down to the middle of town on Old 41. And I kind of cobbled together, that was in 1997, and I cobbled together a map of property owners and how this whole thing was laid out. And back then, that was before we were a city, but I went to see Ray Judah and proposed the idea to him, and he was a huge supporter of it from the very beginning. And then, of course, when we became a city in the year 2000, Gary Price, the city manager, was a great supporter of it, as were all the council members, and everybody has over the years gotten on board since then, and it just finally happened. Here it is. And fortunately, I was able to, because I live on the street, I was able to kind of be a real busybody the whole time the trail was being built, and get in there and kind of help tweak it around here and there and do certain things like change the bollards from plastic to bamboo and just little tweaks here and there. And I'm very, very pleased with the job that those Gulf Coast construction guys did. They did a beautiful job on it, and it's spectacular. Everyone should come see it.
Thank you very much, and I'm sure the City of Bonita Springs residents are very excited about this new trail. Can you tell us about anything that they could find that might be very unique or special on this trail?
Well, it's amazing if you keep your eyes open and slow down and creep through here quietly and just enjoy and relax and enjoy yourself. There's no telling what you might see. I recently saw a big female wild turkey. Wow. Yesterday, I saw a bird on the trail that's the first time I've ever seen one in my life, called a ruby-crowned kinglet. I'd never seen one before, and I noticed it had a little red spike on the top of its head, so I went and looked it up in the guidebook, and there you go. So that can happen. Stuff like that can happen. There are always new critters in there. Every time you walk it, you see different stuff. And there are a lot of different fish in the river, too, that you can see. I've seen a lot of interesting fish in there.
Wonderful. Well, you heard it here. You definitely need to come and check out Cullum's Bonita Trail here in the city of Bonita Springs.
Hi, I'm Carl Schwing. I'm the city manager of Bonita Springs, and I stand here proudly today at Cullum's Bonita Trail that we just dedicated this morning. I will tell you, it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for people to get out into the wilderness and see what old Florida really used to be. You know, a lot of people think that Bonita Springs is only on Bonita Beach Road and 41. We're here to tell you there's some great natural resources and assets we have here in the city, and we encourage each and every one of you to come out and enjoy it. We're out on Kent Road here by the YMCA. If you want more information, please check out our website.
Well, that wraps up our ribbon cutting ceremony. We encourage all the residents of the city of Bonita Springs to come out and enjoy Cullum's Bonita Nature Trail. I'm Laura Taylor. Until next time.